In this module, we're going to give you a quick tour of your new version of PowerPoint 2007. Focus on the main changes from the previous versions. These few minutes should really speed up how you use this new software, which at first glance looks completely different from previous versions. Now, across the top of the screen, as you see, is the ribbon toolbar. You've probably already seen that, in fact, it's new to all of the Office 2007 programs. All of the previous functionality and more is included on this ribbon under a number of different headings. And the tools to get you going, and you'll probably use the most, are situated under the Home tab, which we'll take a look at now. So you'll also notice that the buttons are grouped with headings. So for example, here you see clipboard and slides and font and paragraph. And you'll notice that they're grayed out until you actually click on an element on the slide. You'll also notice that if you click on an element and it's not relevant to that particular area, it will remain grayed out. But if I click on the text down the bottom, you can see that the font and the paragraph buttons all come alive, and then you can start to use them. We've also got a number of different headings along the top here, and you'll see as you click them, the ribbon toolbar changes to reflect those headings. And notice also that some of the options have a really small, tiny arrow in the bottom right-hand corner of the box. If you click that, it will open a dialog box similar to previous versions of Office. And you'll see that it gives you more functionality, more things that you can do. But the main elements, the main things that you'll need to build your PowerPoint are included up on that ribbon toolbar. The other thing to point out, if we actually double-click on different elements, or sometimes just single-click, so the picture on this bullying slide here, did you notice that the toolbar at the top actually changes? If I click back on bullying, it changes. If I click on picture, it changes. So the whole point of the ribbon toolbar, it changes in context to what you're actually clicking on within the actual screen. Now, there's some options to customize PowerPoint. If you go up to the Start button and move down to PowerPoint Options, it will bring up a box with some elements, and most of them you would leave exactly the same. However, changing the color scheme can be quite useful. If you prefer, if I just click the black one here, you'll see that, again, that completely changes the style of the program. You can also change it to silver or back to blue, which is the default. The other thing that you can also do here, under the PowerPoint Options tab, is you can actually change your username. You see here it says The Beast, which is the name of the computer I'm using at the moment. You might want to change it to your name and put in some initials down there. The reason for doing that is because when you actually review or make comments on somebody else's presentation, their PowerPoint, you will actually bring up your details, something useful, rather than perhaps just the computer name as you saw there before. Now, the saving options down here on the left-hand side will automatically make sure that your PowerPoint is saved regularly without you needing to do anything, which is very useful. Just make sure that that's enabled and that button there is ticked. And you can also see where the location is of any temporary files that PowerPoint will save for you should your computer crash or something else go amiss. Now, the other point on this particular screen here is if you ever want your PowerPoints to be viewed and edited by others, and you've used a particular font that other people may not have on their computer, then embedding the fonts will really help them to see your presentation how it should be meant to be seen. This is great if you want students and colleagues to access and edit your PowerPoints from perhaps your MLE or VLE or shared area on the network. So if you actually tick that box, embed fonts in file, and embed all characters, that will mean that your PowerPoint will always be seen exactly as you intended it. So if we just OK those options, and then the final area I'd just like to look through in this particular module is just by looking at some of the views within this new version of PowerPoint. You see down here in this bottom right-hand corner, if I just roll over, it says Normal, Slide Sorter, and Slideshow. Normal is obviously the view we're in right now, but do note that you can actually drag these bars around. If you wanted to make the notes window bigger, you can just drag it, and also if you wanted to make the outline of the slides bigger or smaller, you can drag that. But then a really, really top tip for you, hopefully you will amaze some of your colleagues by showing them this. If you actually hold the control button down on your keyboard and you use the wheel on your mouse, you'll notice that the PowerPoint will either get smaller or larger. This is for zooming. This is such a useful technique, and you can use it in any of the Office applications on this particular course. So just by holding the control key down and wheeling on your screen, you can zoom in and out of whatever it is that you're working on. The same also applies in slide sorter mode. I'm just holding control down and using the wheel on my mouse right now. I hope you found that useful.